Hi, I am Hakeem and I am 9 years old. I don't like my mum's new boyfriend. He's really mean to her. And I don't like them shouting. They are always shouting. We went swimming today and Mum has bruises everywhere. I don't like Marvin. And I don't understand why we can't live somewhere else.
I remember feeling, as a young child, left out, treated differently to my sisters by my stepdad, who was my sister's real father. Little things, such as, if he was to pick us up after school, he'd give my sisters sweets and a drink, but never me. I was 8, 9. It was very hurtful. I could tell my mum was becoming unhappy in this relationship. I used to sit up until the early hours of the morning, waiting for my mum to come home from work. She'd always bring Madeira cake home. I loved my mum, and I wanted her to be happy.
Because I'd run away from home and I had no family, getting pregnant at such a young age. He was from a big family. So with all the support I thought I had from his family, I thought, well, it's nice having somebody there. But little did I know that even though I wasn't being sexually abused anymore, he was physically abusive to me. My lowest point would have been my kids. Just spending the money on drugs and going out shoplifting. I mean, it was terrible. I used to even take my children out shoplifting with me, you know. I actually got caught once where I had my little girl with me and I was thinking, God, they're going to get social services. But I went to court and I got a fine. I started getting a record for shoplifting. It always seemed to be me the one that was getting the money instead of him. If it weren't for women's work to help me find out who I was, I don't think I would ever be this person that I am today. It's made me stronger. I've seen the signs, I've seen what's right and what's wrong and the effects that it can have on yourself and your children. I'm a different person to who I ever used to be now.
When my mum moved us into a hostel to get away from Mark, she'd already met Marvin, who after 4 weeks moved into our new home with us. I didn't like Marvin, and I often felt angry when he was around. I didn't like the way he treated Mum, and I sometimes felt guilty as I couldn't do anything to help her. When we finally got housed in Enfield, my mum and Marvin began their violence. I used to hear my mum scream and cry as he hit her. She used to ring the police. It got to a stage where it was so mentally scarring the events are tattooed on my mind years later. I asked my mum to leave. I wasn't happy living life this way. My nan used to come and take me out once a week, and when she used to bring me home, she used to give me £2 to spend. I used to sit on the windowsill and watch my nan drive away. Without a doubt, I cried every time because I wasn't happy, and I wanted her to never bring me home. My mum took me swimming once, and I remember saying, "Mum, what are those blue scars on your bum? Mum, why is your hair short on the front?" And this is when I knew for sure. My mum was being beaten. One day, when Mum was at work, I ran away from Marvin to my auntie's house, and I stayed with my nonna for 3 years. During this time, my relationship with Mum broke down, and I saw very little of her. Although I still loved her, I didn't want to hear the arguments and see the aftermath of the fights and see my mum hurting. My sisters eventually got taken off my mum and had to live with their dad. Mine and my mum's relationship had deteriorated, and we spoke very rarely. My mum fell pregnant and was living in Luton at the time.
I used to pick ones that were violent towards me, and they used to hit me, they used to smash my place up. Drinking didn't help because it made me angry towards them as well, so the violence escalated even more. and I lost my kids through it. My son Daniel, who is now 8 years old, lives with my mum, and my mum's got full custody, and my daughter Chloe's also been adopted. So that's what's happened with my life, and the struggles of mental illnesses and binge drinking. And I think that women's work has helped me to carry on, basically, and also my son. I carry on for Daniel as well.
I lived with my nana for 3 years, until finally my mum found the strength to leave Marvin. My nan drove down to my mum's house, packed her stuff, and told her she was coming to live with us, because she was also quite ill. I remember being so excited to tell my mum all the things I'd not been able to tell her over the past 3 years. I had a Nintendo Wii, showing her my secondary school. I felt as if I'd finally got my mum back. We had a great few months together, rebuilding our relationship. I think Mum had moved on and was making plans for us all to be rehoused together. However, Marvin had not moved on. I was so happy and excited about the prospect of starting a new, more settled life with Mum and my brother. Marvin figured out where we lived and used to ring the buzzer until my mum would go out to him. My mum attempted to keep distance with him, but being the mother of his son wasn't making it an easy thing to do. They were on and off for a few months, but Marvin's behaviour got more and more unstable. My mum tried again to break the relationship off, but he became like a stalker. He used to break into my mum's home. One night, I received a call from my mum asking me to stay at my friend's house. This was when I moved back in around June 2012. I remember saying, "Mum, why?" And she just said, "Stay away."
I had depression a couple of years ago, and I wouldn't come out of my shell, wouldn't speak to anyone or anything. But now I come here, makes me feel a lot better, and I speak to everyone. I'm like my old self again. I've got a little boy, he's 7, and a little girl, she's 10. They love going to like Easter activities on half term, and Mother's Day cards and that. Yeah, and Christmas, they loved the Christmas party they did have, and that was great. But yeah, it's helped them a lot.
Working with women's work, it's really helped me a lot to see the signs and the effects and things. So I feel like I'm free now, you know, like no control, no violence, nobody can hurt me no more because I'm in control of myself now.
Hi, I am Hakeem. I am 14 and I'm in the back of a police car with my baby brother. It's 1 AM and I'm very upset. The policeman came to pick us up from the house to take us to Nana's house because my mum is poorly in hospital. I'd sat up waiting for my mum until 1 AM after she went to the shops at 8 PM and said she'd be back soon. I was worried as she wasn't answering her phone. When I got to Nana's house, they told me my mum was dead. I felt angry and scared and sad and confused and guilty and disappointed, upset and frustrated. Sometimes I asked myself why I didn't try harder to make her leave. Why did Mum not see it coming? I've also at times asked, why did she choose Marvin over me? I'm 17 now, and I know it's not my fault, and also know I'd never hurt a woman. And if I can share one thing with all women who find themselves in a situation living with domestic abuse, it would be, if it happens once, it'll happen again. And it's not fair on the children. It affects us too.